I mean, yeah, no, it's okay. It's a sharp eye. Oh, no. Well, I'm not there yet, but, maybe it won't be long.
5:30. No, I'm kidding.
So we have to reschedule our show with Chaz because I'm already talking with Randy about next year rescheduling because you would just love Chaz and Q, and they would love being here because there's nothing like this in the world, to be in a listening room where people actually listen to you, and it's you'd be surprised. We're at some wine bars, and I'm like, the lady, like 2 tables back is laughing so loud. I'm like, I can't even hear myself. Can't even hear myself think. And so this is a blessing to be here and to have this. So definitely keep supporting Randy and Helen and what they're doing here because it's special and it's unique.
Let me join in here real quick because what she said affects us. It really affects her. Because Helen and I, we're not in this for the money. We've never made a penny from the music. Every penny goes in that tip jar goes there.
Thank y'all. Can we give them a hand? Thank y'all. We love you.
There's a lot of worse things we could be doing on a Saturday night, but I'm glad to be here. I'll tell you that.
Maybe we should write a song about that. Oh my gosh. Oh, so this song we're gonna sing is one that was written. It's one of my favorite songs that I didn't write. Shucks. But I relate to it so much. And I was talking to, where did my new friend go that was telling me about her daughters are walking through. Yes. Okay. Erica and Lindsay, right? Is that right? Erica and Lindsay, remember them in your thoughts. Remember them in your prayers. They're walking through battle right now. And I love this song because it was written by this boy who was back in the 1920s. Just learned that from my husband last night. When I say he's my brain, he's really my brain. And so in the 1920s, a boy who was dying of tuberculosis wrote this old gospel song, Ain't No Grave. And it's one of my favorites. And I love this song so much. And I feel so much more. I used to sing it before I got sick, but I got really sick with COVID. And I was in the hospital for almost a month, and I continued to get worse and worse and worse progressively. And I honestly was so scared of what was going to happen to me. They had maxed out how much oxygen they could give me on the nasal cannula, and they had given me another mask to put over it when I tried to get up. And these alarms would go off. I couldn't see my family. And this was back in April of 2021, so it was still kind of fairly new. And so I have diabetes and asthma, and those are things you're not supposed to have when you interact with COVID. And so I got really sick. And they're like, we are giving you as much oxygen through this as possible. And you know what that means, what was coming next for me. And so I got scared, and I realized that I had not really been like talking to God because I was so scared of what he might say. And I just remember seeing all these messages. People were praying for me. And I just remember saying, God, and it was about day 10 of in the hospital and not getting better, getting worse. I was like, God, why aren't these prayers working? And it was the way he answered me. I just felt him say, oh, so you're talking to me now. And I was like, well, I guess I am. And I said, I'm so scared. And why aren't these prayers working? And I just heard him say, can you believe me for yourself without anybody else? It's just you and me. And you put everyone else aside. And this was my worst fear. I've always feared dying and being alone when that happens. And here I am. But isn't it just like God to make you more than a conqueror, to bring you out on the field with the giant, to look at him face to face and battle him? And I remember sitting there thinking and saying, I believe you can heal me. And I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that. But I knew I needed to say it out loud so the enemy could hear it. Yeah. And so I said it out loud. I said, I believe you can heal me. And I cried, and I fell asleep, and about 4 o'clock in the morning every day. My alarms would wake me up because my heart rate would go so low while I was sleeping. And I was just like, oh, God, I could not get sleep in this hospital. They were either drawing blood or alarms were going off. And, yeah, it was crazy. And I was just like, I'm here to rest. And I can't get any sleep. And so my alarms went off that night. I prayed that prayer. And I just remember feeling so frustrated because I had tried talking on the phone that night too to a friend, and I couldn't talk because my alarms would go off. My oxygen would go too low. And it was so frustrating. So I remember thinking, God, am I going to live? And then I started thinking, and if I live, will I ever sing again? Because, I mean, she said my lungs were so full, I didn't even want to see it. She goes, yeah, you probably shouldn't look at it. Your x-rays might scare you. They're a little scary, she said. Both your lungs are completely filled with pneumonia. And she's like, I don't even know how you're breathing with just what you have without even more support. But you got to keep working. And so I was like, well, I sing again, God. And I just heard his sweet voice in a thought and said, why don't you sing now? Why don't you sing now? And of course, me, I'm like, God, I can't even talk on the phone. We have these kind of conversations. And, but I went ahead and I began singing. And I didn't look at my alarms. I was like, I'm not looking with the oxygen levels. And no alarms were going off. And I thought, man, what's going on? They're not going off. And I looked over at the meters, and my oxygen levels were rising as I was singing and worshiping. And I just thought, whoa, I'm going to sing my way out of here. And yes, and I did. And I began singing every night. My alarms would go off, and I sounded like poop. I mean, covered poop. But I just started singing, and I just love that God doesn't care what we sound like. He loves our voices, and there's something about singing to him. And the last thing I thought was, God, I just wish there was somebody who would believe with me, because some of the people that were coming to take care of me, I know there's some great people in the medical field, but I was not experiencing that. I'm just going to say. I was like, am I? And I'm like, am I an animal or what? You know, I mean, it just felt that way. It felt like I was not being cared for. And I was like, I just wish I had somebody to believe with me. And I fell asleep, and I woke up, and these two bright blue eyes were looking down at my bed, and I got a little scared. I was like, whoa. And she had everybody that came back to see me was suited up like they were going into outer space. And I'll never forget, she looked down at me. She said, hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm going to be your nurse today. And I said, well, my nurse is supposed to be this girl, Jennifer. Which, God bless Jennifer. Bless her. But she's like, no, I got changed last minute to you. And she goes, when that happens, she said, that's God. Really? Yeah, she said that to me. And she said, that's God. And I'm here. We are going to will that you get better. God has plans for you. He's not finished with you yet. And, and I just thought, wow, even had, I went home and I told God that. I said, even if I come home, I'm not going to be disappointed and be like, why'd you take me? You're not going to do that. But I did want to get out for my child's sake. And I just didn't feel like I was done yet. I just didn't feel like I'd finished my assignment. Obviously, or we wouldn't be here together. And so she did. And when I went to sleep, she put all these Post-its. I went back to sleep, and I slept hard for the first time when she said that to me. She said, God's got plans for you. Your life is going to be better when you get out of here. And I went to sleep, and I woke up to these Post-it notes all around my bed with Bible verses. I mean, there was like 20 of them surrounding my bed. And one of them was like, fear not, for the Lord your God is with you. You know, don't be dismayed. It was all these, she came back in and I was crying and I was like, what is going on? She goes, I wrote these down on my lunch break. She said, God is just so for you. You are going to get better. And these scriptures are yours. These are yours. And God has a plan for you. You need to read them. You need to believe them. And you need to know you're going to get stronger and you're going to get better. And guess what? I did. I did. And I got out. I was on oxygen for like another 2 months after that. Just kind of getting all the pneumonia worked out. But here we are. I'm alive and I'm singing and I give God all the glory. And I'm so thankful. And so I tell you that because, you know, I'm thinking of Erica and Lindsay. And, you know, none of us will go till it's our time. And then when it is our time, we ain't going to be mad. We ain't. Jim Jeter.
Here almost every show that we've done for the last 7 or 8 years. He just found out his wife was terminal a couple of days ago.
Okay. What?
Jim Jeter.
Jim.
Got it.
You know what? I've never done this here before, but is it okay if we pray? Yes. I mean, we've already taken the offering up. Sorry, I had to get that in there. Okay, well, let's just pray. God, we just thank you, one, that we're gathered here in this place and in this space for such a moment as this. We may never all be together this side of heaven again. And so I just want to pause and just thank you for this special night with these special people here. I pray for these children that are here, Lord. And I pray that you would bless them. You would keep them. Lord, show them your glory in their lives. Lord, we pray for Erica and Lindsay. We thank you that they are fearfully and wonderfully made. And there's not one thing that's going to happen to them that you haven't already seen and been there and prepared a way for, Lord. You are strength. In the Bible, when you took the children through the desert, you were water from a rock and you were manna from heaven. And so you're going to provide for them. And we also believe for Jim's wife, Lord. Right now we ask that you bless Jim, give him strength, be provision financially, spiritually, physically, mentally. We ask that you would take care of his wife, Lord, and take care of Jim. And we just thank you. We thank you for this gift called life. What a gift it is. It's hard. It's not always easy, but you told us it wouldn't be. You said, in this world you will have trouble, but I came to give you peace. And so we receive your peace tonight. We breathe in your peace, Lord, and we ask for peace over Jim and Erica and Lindsay, Lord, and their families. And as we face trouble, we expect that your peace will be there to meet us. Thank you for tonight. For anyone else struggling, Lord, I thank you for your spirit that brings freedom and liberty. And we ask you to bless the rest of this time together. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. All right. I mean, I don't even need to go to church tomorrow now. We done had it here tonight. I love to pray, y'all. I do. So cute. Well, there ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Yes. I said there ain't no grave, Lord, no, that's gonna hold my body down. When I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna get out of the ground, 'cause there ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Well, there ain't no grave that's gonna hold my body down. Ain't no grave, Lord, no, it's gonna hold my body down. When I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna get out of the ground. Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Look down yonder, Gabriel, put your foot on the land and see. But Gabriel, don't you blow your horn till you hear from me. Look way over yonder, what do you think I see? I see a band of angels and they're coming after me. Hey, well, there ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Ain't no grave, Lord, no, it's gonna hold my body down. When I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna get out of the ground. Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Meet me, King Jesus, meet me. Meet me in the middle of the air. If these wings should carry me, I wouldn't need another pair. 'Cause there ain't no grave, Lord, no, gonna hold my body down. Ain't no grave, Lord, no, it's gonna hold my body down. When I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna get out of the ground. Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Yeah. They like it when you sing.
Well, let's see.
You sang pretty.
Okay. So, for those of you who are parents in here, there are lots of little joys in life you get as a parent, and one of those, apart from all the cool stuff like seeing your kids grow up and seeing them, start to figure things out and learn to walk on their own and pee on their own and all that kind of stuff.
The important things.
The important things.
That is actually
There
really
is there's a slight juvenile satisfaction that you get from aggravating your kids a little bit. So my youngest son is well, back up. Our oldest son, when he was really young, he was like 9 or 10 years old. He somehow was at a friend's house and they were watching that movie, The Grudge. Remember that thing where the thing crawled through the TV, this creepy looking yeah. And he was talking to me about it and how scared he was of it, and I was trying to figure out how to get him around this. So what I told him was like, listen, it's really not, it's not necessarily what you're seeing, it's the music they put in the background. And so you can take creepy music and put it in with a happy film, and it sounds all of a sudden creepy. So, and then you can put like happy music to a creepy film, and all of a sudden it's happy. So I was like, I'll show you. So on my phone, I took like a quick video of like some goofy scene from like The Exorcist or something like that. And then over the top of that, I put the "You Got a Friend in Me." You got a friend. And he was like, oh, okay. So with their youngest son, what I try to do is try to be like, listen, songs aren't really bad. It's just maybe you don't like that particular flavor of it. Well, he hates Taylor Swift. Sorry for anybody Swifties out there. He absolutely hates Taylor Swift. So on the drive to school in the morning, the song would come on the radio, and I was like, it's actually not a bad song. You just don't like the style. So I would start thinking of different ways to do it, and then that evolved into, and he hated it worse the more I tried. Eventually, it evolved into this thing that I just would sing to him, and it just really would aggravate the absolute tar out of him. So this is kind of my take on a little bit of a Taylor Swift song. And my apologies to any of you Swifties out there for what's about to happen.
Fine.
I have this thing where I get older, but just never wiser. Midnight's become my afternoon. When my depression works the graveyard shift, all of the people that I've ghosted stand there in the room. I should not give in to my own devices. They come with vices and prices, and I end up in crisis, a tale as old as time. I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch you as you're leaving, 'cause you got tired of my scheming for the last time. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. That's all we got. A little Taylor Swift outlaw country style.
Never thought I'd hear those two phrases together. Here we are. Well, Taylor,
If you're watching.
we only want 10%. That's, of $1 billion, that's not bad. You gonna do this one?
Sure.
All right. This is a song I wrote for one of my best friend's ex-husbands. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll do that one next. I'll write this is the not encouraging one. Yeah, but yes. We'll do that one. Absolutely. I'm gonna let that record play on. Go down deep and cut you to the bone. Let it run through your veins till you finally feel some shame. I'm gonna let that record play on. I'm gonna leave you laying where you lie, 'cause you dug a grave and now you're stuck inside. If you wanna know the truth, well, I'm through with you, and I'm gonna leave you laying where you lie. Remember all the things you said, and they never meant a thing. No, were the very words, they meant the world to me. I hope you go. Yeah, I hope you leave. I hope you leave me out of your misery. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna let that music get real loud. Turn it up until you hear the sound of your devil tongue and the life you have sung. I'm gonna let that music get real loud. I'm gonna let that record play on. Let it go down deep and cut you to the bone. were the very words. They meant the world to me. I hope you go, and I hope you leave. I hope you leave me out of your misery. Thank you. So we'll do the other one.
Breakup songs? All right.
Sure.
All right.
We've come to that point in the evening. Sorry, the inspiring part's over. Yeah. We're down to cheating and lying now. You know, I know.
There it is.
I mean.
Welcome to Texas.
Okay, I'm not going to say that. All right. Say, I used my filter, honey. Aren't you proud? But anyway, I wrote this song for the friend of the ex-husband. That was one of my really good friends. And it ended up being such a special song. We did it in Belton last night. And this song, we felt compelled to enter it in this competition. And can't even begin to explain why, because I don't do contests. Well, I did for a little while, but this one especially, I just felt super compelled. And Will and I were somewhere very odd singing the next day after I felt compelled to enter this song into this contest. We were singing at a vintage clothing store. That's interesting. It was very interesting. You know how you used to hide in the clothes racks when you were a kid? That's how we felt. Like, honestly, when we drove up on this place, like, it was such an odd looking crowd that does not fit who Will and I kind of are. It's not our vibe. Right. And we almost turned around. I was like, I can't do this show. And then I was like, no, that's wrong. And you know what? It was really cool because we went anyway. I was like, we're just going to go love on people. We're going to sing. And a goth young lady walks up to us with black makeup and black nails. And she's like, your country songs are really good. And I was like, thanks. This is unexpected. And she was like, my mom has been doing this contest for years called the Texaco Country Showdown. And I think you should enter it. Like, I think you would win it. I was like, that's weird. I felt like I was supposed to enter it last night. So I was like, thank you for saying that. And then we were somewhere like the next night singing. And these people were like, you should enter this thing called the Texas. And I was like, oh my gosh, for the love. Okay. It is. It was the sign for sure. And so we did. We went with this song. We went all the way. We started off, it starts off local rounds. And we talked about how the first night we're like, we might have this one tonight because it was like a good, okay night at the VFW, And I was like, we might get this round. I don't know. And so we did win that round to our surprise, that night. But then it just got tough. And I was like, the next round, I was like, oh, there's no way. There's no way. And we ended up winning the next round. And this woman that worked at the radio station that I thought hated my guts was like, I knew you was going to win. I was like, oh, you like me. Okay. She ended up being one of our very good friends. She's amazing. She's at K95.5 in Paris, Texas. Miss Lean. And we love her so much, and we've just grown to love her. And she doesn't hate you. And she didn't hate me. She liked me. Never judge a book by its cover. And so we ended up winning that round. Then we went to the state round, which was at Billy Bob's, Texas. And I was like, yep, ain't happening here, because I didn't even brush my hair that night, y'all, because I was in such a hurry. And there was girls getting full-on body glitter. Like, they were standing there like this while their mothers were putting glitter all over them. I was like, well, and gold pants and sequins. And I was like, wow, there's no way we're going to win this. We won that night. And this woman, one of the judges said, look, you're real good. You got to do something with your hair. I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, well, I didn't brush it. She's like, I can tell. So then we end up going from Texas to the regionals in New Mexico in cool little thing, this little city called Raton, New Mexico. If you guys aren't doing anything Labor Day weekend, you need to come to Raton. We're going to be singing and opening up for Mark Wills in this amazing theater. So we started a little festival with them because of this competition. Grew very close to the city. So shout out to my Raton people. Raton, New Mexico. Go to the Gate City Music Festival if you ain't got nothing going on. It's fun. And so then I was sure we would not win that night. I was like, well, we've done well. We've done well. Good job. We, kind of high-five each other. Ain't happening. And then they got up and they said, oh, gosh, whoever wins tonight will win the whole thing. There's just, because it was fierce. And then when they announced our names, I was just like, what? And all I could think of is like, oh, my gosh, I'm going to go sing in the Ryman Auditorium. So that was where the final was. And it was 5 regional finalists that did all the same thing. So it went from like a preliminary to a local to a state to a regional, and then the 5 regional finalists. We all got to sing in the birthplace of the Grand Ole Opry. And for me, I was like, that was more than enough. And then when they announced us as the grand prize winner of $100,000, I was just like, yeah. I was like, thank God for that goth girl at the vintage. Wherever you are, honey, I probably owe you 10% or something. But yes, he does. I mean, he really does. Yes. I mean, I'm glad I didn't turn around. And so we're going to do the song that won $100,000 for you guys. For my friend. It was just written in the service of a friend. Wanted to encourage her. I was like, girl, you've been lied to, cheated on. You deserve a country song. So... It's another cold night and I wonder where you've been. I think I know already, so why should I pretend? Oh, I got a bad feeling you've been with someone else again. You made your choice. I'm not what you deserve. You crossed that line. Here's how it's gonna work. While you're out running around, changing like the weather, I'll be leaving this town. I can do better, you can do as you please, just not with me. Oh, my mind is made up, it's now or never. The bills are all paid, here's my goodbye letter. You can do as you please, just not with me. Two wrongs don't make a right, this one thing I have learned. And my fuse has gotten short, this bridge is set to burn. See, anyone you like is someone else's turn. You're not my concern. You made your choice. I'm not what you deserve. You crossed that line. Here's how it's gonna work. While you're out running around, changing like the weather, I'll be leaving this town. I can do better, you can do as you please, Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I get you.
I'm not having hot flashes. Yeah. I'm flying. Yeah. Oh, we will. Stop. Don't call it before I'm ready.
Spoiler alert.
Sing it. I'm saving that one. Just wait. For my standing ovation. Saving that one. So this is a special song for me. I called Rainin' in Amarillo. Loved writing this song with my friend Matt Hellier. Wrote it on the way to Raton because all hail would break loose on the way to Raton, like in Amarillo. And so literally I'm rocking myself writing songs. It's raining. And so that's how this song was given birth. And then the amazingly talented fellow Texas singer-songwriter Matt Hillier helped me finish it. Love him. Got to do a show here with him last time, and it was so fun. He's great. Can't say enough about him. Check out his music too. Thunder woke me up this morning. It looked like tears on my window pane. Home lonesome came down without a warning. And wouldn't you know that it brought the rain? I tried to take a walk down Georgia Street. Can't say what's different, but somehow it changed. I passed that old place we used to meet, but since you're gone, it just ain't the same. Oh, and it's raining in Amarillo. Just look at it fall. Don't it be all you ever see? Oh, when it's raining in Amarillo. Ever since you left for New Orleans, I hope a clear blue skies above you. Well, I hope you're happy and the weather's fine. But just remember how much I love you, Helen. While you're out there smiling in the bright sunshine. Oh, 'cause it's raining in Amarillo. Look at it fall. Don't it beat all you ever seen? Oh, when it's raining in Amarillo. Ever since you left for New Orleans. Oh, yes. Oh, and it's raining in Amarillo. Just look at it fall. Don't it be all you ever seen? Oh, when it's raining in Amarillo. Ever since look at it fall. Don't it beat all you ever seen? Oh, when it's raining in Amarillo. Ever since you left for New Orleans. Oh, when it's raining in Amarillo. Ever since you left for New Orleans. Thank you. That's one of our favorites. We'll just go to Ireland and have the listening room choir. Yeah, we'll all go together. I'm just putting that out there in the universe. Oh, tell him hi. Hi, Alan. Wish you were here.
We're doing a Sunday radio show with him on the 27th.
Okay. Next Sunday.
There you go.
Sounds like a deal to me.
Sounds like a Tom Waits album, actually. 10 songs and a crazy man.
All right, we got a couple more for y'all because we do gotta go to church. We are worship pastors at a place called Christ Fellowship in McKinney. If you ever want to come visit us, come visit. It's a great place. We love it. And we get to lead worship there for all these amazing people and just love it. It's such a blessing in our lives that, it's a deal. Oh. I mean, I feel... No, he's not. And you hear that from a man, so... Or maybe they are. I don't know. If anybody from church is watching right now...
Not responsible for the comments made by in the music room management.
Inquiring minds want to know. We want to know.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry, we're just talking amongst
Sorry.
ourselves. Sorry. All right.
Wait, what are we doing?
So anyway, an Irishman walks into a bar.
Okay.
No,
Okay. All right. The old Hank Williams tune, and this is choir time, okay? So you just been warming up till now. All right. Praise the Lord. I saw the light. Okay. One of those days. I wandered so aimless, a life filled with sin. I wouldn't let my dear Savior in. Then Jesus came like a stranger in the night. Here we go. Praise the Lord. I saw the light. Yeah. I saw the light. I saw the light. No more darkness. No more night. Now I'm so happy. No sorrow inside. Praise the Lord. I saw the light. Well, just like a blind man, I wandered along. Worries and fears I claimed for my own. Well, then, like a blind man, that God gave back sight. Praise the Lord. I saw the light. Yeah, I saw the light. I saw the light. No more darkness. No more night. Well, now I'm so happy. No sorrow inside. Praise the Lord. I saw the light. Woo! I'm getting saved over here. Watch out. Yes. I mean, y'all are good. traded the wrong for the right. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light. I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. If you got a foot tambourine or jazz hands. Woo, glory. Praise the Lord. I saw the light. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'm a little extra today. Well, I'm a little extra every day, but I'm a little extra today. A little greedy. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It looks Irish.
Well, I mean, if it'll get me to Ireland, it is. It's Irish. Yeah. We're going to end with this one. Very special song, because this is the song that I sang at you guys' wedding, and it was just a sweet moment. And it was like an honor for me to be there, because you guys see a lot of musicians, and to be one of the people invited to sing as part of your special day was such an honor for me. And it meant the world to me, because you guys see a lot of musicians and singers, and it just touched my heart that y'all would ask me. And this song was inspired by my mama. She was sweet and salty, and you know, they don't make them like that anymore. Although I hear things. I hear rumors about you, but none of them are true tonight. But there's something about like the older I get, you know, the more I understand the simplicity in her sayings and the things she would tell me when I was a little girl, that they didn't, you know, they didn't really, I just kind of like, you know, whatever. Now I'd give anything to hear those things again, and they still echo my heart, and now they make sense. They make sense now. And so I love that you picked this song, because when I fell in love with Will, she lived with us her last years of her life after our grandfather died, and she came to live with us in my teenage years, which was very interesting. For Mama. This was the spit cup on the ironing board, Mama. Yeah. And she was always ironing or cooking. One or the other. I mean, that woman was ironing underwear. I was just like, Mama, nobody's going to see them. She's like, well, you never know. You better, you know, they had this thing, like, you needed clean underwear in case you went to the hospital. It was a thing. I didn't understand it. Anyway, it's still a thing, I guess. I mean, apparently, I don't know. I mean, I don't think about it much. Maybe I should. I don't know. But anyway, Will's giving me the probably need to move on. But when Mama was cooking, I walked in the kitchen after I had spent the afternoon with Will, and I just knew that was my husband. And I was like, Mama, I'm in love. I was like, this is the one. And I feel like I'm flying. And she whipped around, and she was like, honey, you ain't even left the ground. And, you know, as funny as it is, there's so much wisdom, because she had been married for a long time to a man that was really hard to be married to. Mine's easy. I mean, oh, I'm so thankful for you, honey. Mine is the best. It's all hearts and flowers. Never had a fight. Whatever. But
What did we say earlier? Just
I mean, this is what happens when Chaz, you didn't show up, so I have the microphone, and I'm unplugged tonight. You know? So anyway, Mama inspired this song, and I really realize now what she meant. Like, honestly, I don't even feel like we still are in takeoff mode. We're still on the ground. She just knew what was coming in my life if he was the one. She knew it was going to be hard, and it was going to be ups and downs, highs and lows, and everything in between. So this one is for my mama and for Randy and Helen tonight. We love you guys. Thank you so much for having us. And I'm glad that you're here. Definitely come back and see me again when I'm not such a gritty. I mean, it's been great for the swamp music, but for not so gritty next time. Okay. Yeah. And we'll be back with Chaz. We will. We say that in faith. Yeah. We got to rehab that show because y'all need to see Chaz and Q. They are unbelievable. Unbelievable. We love you, Chaz. And we miss you tonight. And yeah, this is called Feels Like We're Flying.
I know this feels like heaven. Feels like we're never coming down. It's like we're standing on a mountain, just like we're floating on a cloud. And baby, it feels like we're flying, and we ain't even left the ground. Love the way you know just what I'm thinking. Don't even have to make a sound. And right now I think it goes without saying that things like this don't often come around. And baby, it feels like we're flying. We ain't even left the ground. It's just gonna get better and better with every sunlit day, with every storm weather. It'll take us higher than we could ever dream right now. 'Cause baby, it feels like we're flying, and we ain't even left the ground. It's just gonna get better and better with every sunlit day, with every storm weather. It'll take us higher than we could ever dream right now. 'Cause baby, it feels like we're flying, and we ain't even left the ground. Lord willing, there'll be countless more tomorrows, and winding roads that lead to other towns. And we'll explore them hand in hand together. One day when we're old, we'll turn around and laugh at how we thought we'd been flying and hadn't even left the ground.
Hey, thank y'all so much. God bless you guys.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Made myself cry tonight.
Reverse engineering.
Thank y'all.